Okay. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, if I'm gone, I'm going in a blaze of glory. Middle finger to the niggas that did nothing for me. See niggas tried to clown cause I ain't got a degree. Told them walk amongst the G's for acknowledging me. I done been around the street, learned to chop up a key. On the same block, things cocked, they shot his
Take on. We're good to go, guys. Everyone's clear.
Yep.
Yeah, I
What's
think
up,
we
guys?
good to go.
Thank you so much for joining us all, kings and queens, beautiful people, whatever you want to be referred to. This is the Know Your Worth Hub TV show. You are joining our first episode with your host, Chalada, and my co-host, Miss Maya. Miss LaRose.
Hi, guys.
And my co-host, Tay from the Bay. And the real Tay. And of course, our show is all about empowering, motivating, inspiring, and educating you from all walks of life with our beautiful guest hosts. So I hope you guys enjoy the conversation. Let us know what you think. Feel free, to ask questions, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. But today's topic is going to focus on, are women realistic in their relationships? And we're going to get it from a man's perspective, of course. We don't want to, these guys are not life coaches or dating coaches. We just want to hear it from their perspective. So no judgments made here.
We're just a real live thing now, you feel me?
Right.
Exactly, based on our life experiences. So yeah, guys, go ahead and let's just jump into the first question and let us know what you guys think.
Okay. So in 1981, just 8% of people in Canada lived alone or were single. Fast forward to 2019, and 45% of Canadians are now single. The population in Canada is at 37 million, implying that 17 million individuals are now single. According to this United States Census, 45% of individuals in the USA are single, and your population is approximately 328 million, implying that approximately 148 million individuals are single. 65%, apart from this specific group, have never been married, which is approximately 96 million of the population. So one thing I always hear from males is that many females are single because they're unrealistic about what is expected of them or from them. So I guess let's get down to it. The first question is, how realistic are women in relationships? So what do you guys think?
I think a lot of women, I can't say all women, obviously, but a lot of women have unrealistic standards when it comes to relationships, and not necessarily just unrealistic as much as their expectations don't match their effort. I think you have to put into put into play your role and what you add to the situation of what you're looking for. So, for instance, if you're out of shape and you want a guy that's fit, you know what I'm saying? Or you're broke and you want a guy that's got money. Or even in terms of how different um, economic situations might play off of the interactions with that guy. So let's say you want a guy that has all this time for you, but you also want a guy that has a lot of money. Well, it takes time to make money. So you want this guy to be all up under you and have all this time, but he's out there, making the money that you want as well. So how realistic is it? Your expectations per kind of also what like do they relay off of each other correctly? You feel me?
Right. I mean, I think that disparity comes in. I think the disparity is really in our age group. The group that's like up now for dating and marriage.
Put it in from
We,
travel.
we don't have that same guidance though, and not guidance per se like our parents are doing anything wrong, anything like that, but we're coming into a generation where everybody is equally able to do and obtain everything.
Okay.
So there's no dependency between the sexes. You know what I'm saying? As a male, your requirements are gonna force you to do
Absolutely.
something that a woman is now able to do for herself to try to get her, and women are able to do it, so they don't require us. You know what I'm saying? And outside of procreation, a lot of us are able to exist without each other.
Cool.
Okay.
Well said, guys. Well said. I couldn't agree more with you guys. Definitely. I also think that a lot of women go into relationships understanding where the guy is, knowing that they can't do certain things for you, provide certain things for you, but then have these unrealistic expectations, thinking that all of a sudden, this guy is able to do X, Y, Z for you. Well, let's be realistic. You went into a relationship with him knowing that he wasn't able to buy you the finer things that you quote unquote might want today, whether it's a bag or shoes. Most of these girls today, that's really what they care about.
Right.
Or he's not able to travel, and that's something that you might like to do. So his finances might not quite be there. So you went into that relationship having an understanding of that, but now you're complaining and telling your girlfriends these things that really you should have been more realistic about it.
Well, because women tend to fall more in love with potential
Right.
than the actual individual. You know, I think a lot of women. You hear a lot of women say that men are kind of disconnected. I think men fall more for the individual than they do like certain things about the person. So like a man might meet a woman and it might take him a while to get to that point of getting on a knee and proposing or whatever. But by the time he gets to that point, like that's real. You'll find a lot more men that have been in love, a lot less than you'll find women who say, they've been in love. And so how many times do you fall in love before you can really say, all right, are you actually falling in love with an individual or are you falling in love with an idea?
Right.
And when you fall in love with an idea, that individual can kind of just they're replaceable. So
Women love the idea of love.
women
That's a
love the
good
idea.
point.
Good
As
point.
men, we're just more practical. If it makes sense, we do it. If it doesn't, we're out.
Men are more practical. Okay.
Mm.
Ladies.
Okay. So, given with that idea, then my next question to you is, what do you think a woman's role is from a man's perspective?
That's a good question.
I think that's determined by your dynamics. I mean, between you and who you're dealing with, because every relationship is different. I mean, we've all been in different relationships, and your expectations is gonna be different depending on who you're dating. Because I mean, my expectations generally hold the same, but I've been expected to do different stuff. Because I've been expected to do marriage stuff in relationships where we literally met 3 months ago. You know what I mean? And these not even relationships. We like dating and kicking it. But it's like, yo, can you pay for this? Or I need this done on my car. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of pressure. I mean, it's not a lot of pressure in the sense of actually being responsible for it and helping somebody out. But that early in a relationship, that's not where you should be at. I don't think you should.
And I think those dynamics change just depending on circumstance.
Right.
It's a symbiotic relationship. So your role is to kind of fit where the other person lacks. And sometimes it's going to change. If this guy has a well-paying job at one point when you guys first met, your role as a woman is going to be different than if he gets laid off now and he's in the process of looking for a job.
Right.
And you have to be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that man, a real man, is going to support you through your ups and your downs and your changes. And I think men are just kind of expected to be Superman and kind of maintain some form of like equilibrium throughout life. And
Right.
that's just not how
Yeah.
things are built right now.
No, definitely. That's definitely true. Life happens to all of us, right? Not just to women. So my next question for you is, what are the misconceptions that women may have about men?
That one.
I think a big one is that men want what women want. Like you'll hear a lot of successful Women talk about, why am I not wanted? I make this amount of money. I have this. I have that. I have all these other things. And because men don't really care about those things. I mean, that's not important. Men, as I've said before, men need two things: a sex and affirmation. You feel me? And it might seem real, like egotistical or whatnot, but men just want to feel like men. Period. At the end of the day. And so, all that extra stuff is kind of icing on the cake. Of course, a woman that has, sex, the kind of sex that you want, and a woman that, affirmates you is dope. If she makes $100,000 a year on top of that, cool as well. But I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of men, I won't say are scared of a woman that makes money or even makes more money than them. I think it comes down to um, time. Like I've talked to women that were just, they were pretty well off, and they've had busy jobs. And so then it comes down to, okay, well, I got a busy job, you got a busy job. How do we even fit that to work for us to even connect,
Right.
and link up and have fun, and is every time we link up, time going to be limited?
Right. Time and the ability to be humble, because I mean, a lot of it too, and we don't address it, but women's attitude, it will change with their advancement in their careers. And a woman that makes $15,000 a year is a lot more understanding and able to relate to what you're saying, and you can deal in those situations. A woman that makes 150,000, is quick to let you know that you're a piece on the keychain. You know what I mean? You can be put out, you're not like that happens though. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Women definitely get a whole nother attitude about it, because and it's not, it's a deserved attitude, because you've gone and you've done what you need to do, but it's just a whole nother attitude, and men aren't equipped to deal with that though.
Okay.
Not right off. I mean, there are some leeches who will move into your house and
Oh, most definitely,
drink your
most
kids'
definitely.
juices and all of that, but
Yeah, I think a man tells you who a man is. And that's why I said I think a lot of women fall in love with the potential, because a man will tell you who he is, and y'all will stay with him. And he gave you all these red flags prior to
right,
getting with him, but you got all these hopes in your heads of, what it could be or what you guys look like together. And
right,
you're envisioning this white wedding and all these other things in your head. And then you blame him when he continues to tell you who he is.
right,
And it's kind of like, who's at fault at that point in time? So you got to believe these dudes, you know what I'm saying? And I think another big issue is understanding, especially, for black men right now, our positioning economically. I don't know how it is particularly in Canada, but I know in the United States, you know what I'm saying? We're like the lowest on the economic food chain. So, having some type of sympathy and some type of understanding for the positioning, it's okay to have high, it's okay to have a standard, right? And it's okay to have to look at some guy and say, I like the potential there. If he's already living up to that potential, or if he's already growing, if he's a hardworking guy and he's just unemployed right now, and you say, you know what, he's a hardworking dude, I think he's going to be something. It's completely different than seeing, some guy that's not doing nothing, that's hustling or something like that in the streets, and then seeing him as a Fortune 500, you know, business owner at some point in time. I
right.
think those are two different things.
Yeah.
Right. What I was going to actually ask, you guys covered a lot of stuff. I wanted to ask you, the real Tay, do you think when you were mentioning a woman that makes 15,000 a year compared to a woman that makes 150,000 a year, the one that makes 150,000 a year is quick to basically tell you what it is. Do you think because obviously she is making that type of money or income, and there's a level of standards that she has, right? So not necessarily as her partner, you need to make 150,000 or more to meet her expectations, but to be able to at least meet her halfway and be able to provide and enjoy, I guess, a lifestyle together. Do you think it has a lot to do with that, or Is it because she just feels that she is, I don't know, above you?
For some women, I think that it can be because they feel that they are above you. But I think for you to be a viable, contribution to any relationship, that 50-50 is not realistic. It's I feel like it's got to be 100-100. I mean, if you come in and you're not making the 150 and you got to sacrifice everything that you do make for that relationship, your sacrifice is 100% of what you have for it. And that shouldn't be met. You know what I mean? Even if you make $5,000 a year, if you give it to that relationship and she has enough to cover that, you give what you have and you work. You know what I mean? You work on that situation. You communicate first, because there's resentment that can build up there. Money is usually like, from my experience, money is the
Second.
second.
The first is infidelity. Second is money. It's
Well,
finance.
well,
Biggest reason for
infidelity is one
divorce.
of those things where infidelity is when it happens. Money is in your face, like when a bill is not able to be paid. Infidelity, people cheat and do this forever and not know anything about it. But when once it's found out, it is a thing. But I think that being able to contribute to a relationship has become something way more than what it used to be, because I think everybody just used to be on the same playing field. Now women are at a point where, Black women especially are taking off in the
Sorry, take me 1 second. Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, but we got disconnected from live with you guys.
let me see.
No. I just realized it. Sorry, guys, bear with us.
Was it a battery?
And the feed was coming from your end. So, okay, perfect. So let's, yeah.
So your phone low or on mute?
Yeah, I muted it all. I mean, I didn't mute it though. I just turned it all the way down. I can't mute it. Did you get the request?
I did. You guys should be back on.
Yeah.
Maybe it's where the phone is, why I was getting feedback, but
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that. I said that.
I got your message, but okay, they're back on. Perfect. You guys look fine. Okay. I don't hear the sound now, but try talking. I think it might have been from your end, but
Testing. I don't know.
I heard it when you were talking, Chaletta.
I hear it when they talk. I guess because my computer and obviously the phone are right next to each other. So
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, continue what you were saying.
So what was that?
You're talking about infidelity
Finances.
and finance
Finances.
kind of just being in your face.
Yeah, finances with women. Women are coming into the job market, making a whole lot more and faster. You know what I mean? I think like the entrance into the job market make it at or around 100,000 is the highest is Black women, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that creates a whole nother, and men have to. It's an adaptation that we're gonna have to grow into, because it's not gonna change anytime immediately. But I think that there's a way to communicate it, and I think it's gonna take some time for us to really sit down at the round table and kind of with each other get a better understanding of how we're gonna move forward with this.
But
Because
I think that women have conflated money with masculinity.
that too.
Like if you make the more money, then you wear the pants in the house. I think that those are kind of just so happens. You feel me? Men made the money, but a man's still a man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can't have two masculine. Well, I guess some people, some places make it work. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? But in a man woman dynamic, you can't have two alphas in a household. You know what I'm saying? And it just doesn't work. And so I just feel like, when women started making more money, they felt like since they held the financial cards, they held the last word as well.
They wore the
pants. And if you want a man, and you can't have a man and then you wear the pants, and then when he allows you to wear the pants, say how he's not a man. It kind of, that dynamic, that doesn't work like that.
Right. I think it comes down to understanding, right? It has a lot to do with definitely understanding your partner. It has a lot to do with respect. It has a lot to do with your morals and your values. Because to me, as a woman, I don't care. Obviously, I need my man to be able to make what is considered, quote unquote, a decent amount of income. if I make 100,000, I would like for him to make at least over 60 to 70K, right? That's just because of the lifestyle that I want to live. So if he's working towards doing other things, other streams of income, I am not going to look at him like, oh, he's not good enough for me, or, you know, put him down. But if he's not doing anything about it and he's just content with that, then obviously I'm with the wrong person, because I want more out of life for me,
Slide, I think
right?
it's over there on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Does
you.
that
It's
sound?
definitely you.
It took
It's
off when you
you.
started talking.
It's
I think we're
definitely
gonna
you.
have to. It's definitely the live stream that we're getting the feedback on the Zoom
Okay.
meeting. So we're gonna have to let you guys go on live. I'm sorry, guys. We want to make sure there's no technical difficulties with this, but we will definitely post this on YouTube as well as Instagram. Thank you for joining us, and
All right,
we
no
look forward
problem on that.
to your questions. So we're gonna cut live off, and then we can go ahead and continue with the meeting, guys.
For
Okay.
sure.
Because I'm gonna disconnect. Okay.
I think it did it. Oh, it did that.
No, it's just
Okay.
All right. So perfect. So I'm off of live. Thank God. Let's just.
Okay. So because
Yeah.
we're talking about finances
But
right
does it
now,
sound good now, guys? It sounds so much better, right?
yeah,
Right.
it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Perfect. I really hope we don't have to do too much editing with that sound, because yeah. Okay.
I don't
Okay. Go
think
ahead.
there's
So
not
what
much you
we're
can do
okay.
with that.
So because we're talking about finances, I find
Sorry,
right
Tasha, before
now.
you speak,
Can you hear me?
guys. Sorry, before you speak, Tasha, guys, can we speak a little louder? I don't know if I sound as loud, but I feel like when you guys, the real Dante, or the real, sorry, Tay, you're a bit low. I can't really hear you as loud as
Gotcha.
Tay from the Bay. Okay, so just louder, please, guys. Okay, go ahead, ladies.
I was saying,
Feel free to
since we
jump
are
in too, guys.
talking about since we're talking about finances right now, and we're talking about the dynamics in a relationship pertaining to finances, the question I have is, why do some men use or allow a woman to take care of them then?
That's a good question.
Yep.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah, that's survival, man. Everybody's not raised the same. A lot of us, I ain't gonna say a lot, but there's a good bit of us that's raised to survive and not to actually love and cherish a relationship. That's a for real thing. Because I'm in awe about how some women will try to have a guy do the same thing in the dating phase. So I mean, some dudes are just gonna do it. I
But
don't
you
have
don't.
that.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you don't be raised by a man and fall to that kind of standard. I think that's part of the issue in our communities as well, is that um, a lot of these men are raised by women, and what they say, black men get babied by their mothers. They do.
Right.
Black women raise a boy, and they're like, let them go out and play, let them boys be boys. Black women raise a woman, and they're like, or a girl, and they're having her clean up the house and wash the dishes, and she got all these chores, and the boy's supposed to go out there and do his thing. Um, and I think some of that has to do with the kind of men that they went for, the dude father, the son's father
Right.
in the first place. So, they get raised being mama's boys, raised by mothers, raised by grandmothers, and then it makes it easier for them to go on the street and just allow a woman to be their mother.
Right.
Just being honest with you.
Like baby boy.
Yeah, like baby boy.
Like baby boy.
Um,
that's
yeah,
that's
he
a
was
Okay,
good
raised by his
example.
mom, he was baby by
good
his mom.
question. Good
And
answer.
then
I
look for
agree.
somebody else to be his
Pertaining
mother.
to who's raising the gender. So I definitely agree with that. But do you feel that as men, if you have a friend and your friend comes up and says, yo, my woman takes care of me, are you guys giving them brownie points, or you guys are saying, man, that's lame? Like, what is your notion on that?
At
Pertaining to the
18,
same
yeah, it was
question.
like, yeah, get
Yeah.
it, bro. She buying you shoes or whatever. But there's a
Get
point
it.
in time where you I mean, you got to get away from that.
Okay.
But there
Okay.
definitely was a point where that was big ups.
Okay.
Especially being from California, you feel me, and where I'm from,
Okay.
pimping and macking was a big thing, and it was always about, what you had a girl doing for you and how little you were doing for her. You feel me? And the more she was doing for you and the less you were doing for her was bragging rights at a point in time. But as you become a man, you know, what they say, you put away childish things.
Right.
You feel me? And so, you know, I get more, um, I feel more like a man the more that I do as a man. So if I feel more like a man, and that's how I view masculinity, then if you're over here not working and your woman's paying for this and you're driving your girl car and your girl paying your phone bill and blah blah blah, I can't see you as a man either.
At all.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
What I wanted to add on to that is, do you think a lot of it also has to do with the fact that Black women in history have been taught to be strong, you know, to hold down the family, to take care of not just their man, the kids, the grandparents? That's one of the reasons why I think Black women are considered to be quote unquote angry, because it's exhausting, it's tiring. You're constantly having to take care of everybody.
So when you say history, are you talking about American history?
I mean, just Black people history, to be honest with you. You could be from Africa, Canada, it doesn't matter. The Black woman is expected to have to, and not necessarily have to be financed, but I mean, like, just hold down the family. Like,
There's
all
a
of these responsibilities are just put on her, I feel.
there,
Like
there's
you
a
were saying,
there's some similarities that I see between like American Black women and like Caribbean Black women, right? There are some, right?
yeah,
But then there are also some that I don't see. So like with the hardness that I see from honestly all Black women from the diaspora, what I don't see from Caribbean Black women and from Black women from even Afro Latino Black women is uh, is um is the attempt to kind of son they men in the same sense, right? Like Caribbean Black women still have that femininity. They still know when they know when they got something good. They know when they got a man, and they treat that man like a man. And that man, that's the dynamic there is when you know a real man knows when to be the leader and when to fall back, and he might need to take some advice from her
Man,
when she tries to chill
right,
him out and calm him down.
Caribbean women
right.
are also subject to more unchecked abuse. They can get hit and the police won't get called on them. But I don't want to throw that out there like it's a bad
Sorry.
thing, man.
No.
It's not a laughing matter, but I mean,
I mean, this is the real thing. This like here we're able to get checked.
you raised a good point. You know what? I've seen a couple of documentaries, and I mean, both of you guys are Caribbean, so feel free to jump in. And I think it could be, obviously we can't say it's the culture all around, but that is the culture. Sometimes even with African women, right? So it just, I think it has a lot to do with
But
the culture where
y'all
the
men
women
are in a
have to be
different place than
submissive.
ours are. Y'all men are in a different bracket than ours are right now. You feel me? I mean, like maybe if you're American born Caribbean or you're American born African, you know, you might fall into the same hole that, you know, Black Americans are to a degree, but the history is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's similar in some parts, in some aspects, but it's different in a lot of aspects too that shape being a Black American versus, you know, Black Caribbean as well. So, you know, I think there is a lot of history that explains why Black women are the way they are. Um, but at what point do you? So Black men aren't in the house for numerous different reasons, right? Some of those reasons are beyond our control, and some of those reasons we have full control over, right? If you out on the street and you doing dumb shit, or I'm sorry, dumb stuff, you know, and you end up locked up, um, that's one thing. But then we have the men that end up locked up or dead that didn't do anything, right? And there's a history of that from redlining, from certain government aid to where it benefited the woman to not have a Black man in the home, so on and so forth. But you have to use your own discernment to recognize your own personal case. Is your man not there because you knew he was a lame, you knew he wasn't about his business, but you decided you were looking at potential and you dated him anyway, and then he, you know, ran away and left, and now you're blaming all Black men for that? You know what I'm saying? Or is why your Black man is not there fall into the category of systemic racism and things that were beyond his control? And I think if you're able to use your discernment to that degree, once you have something that's good and is working, you I think a smart person would put away that aggression and
Right.
that anger and that frustration and say, okay, I can let that go now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And our community is lacking a whole lot in the way of problem solving. We quickly vacate a lot of situations as soon as one thing goes wrong, and a lot of it can be fixed. I really think 100% of it can be fixed, minus the obvious unfixables. But we don't problem solve at all. You know, we disagree about lunch. We'll probably break up for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's sad though, but it's a for real thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely.
But I think that just has a lot to do with just the way society is right now because you have options, right?
Well,
Why?
yeah,
Yeah, but y'all, I feel like women have to understand that everything ain't fair. You know, like everything isn't fair. There are certain situations in the dynamic between men and women that's gonna affect either or in different ways. So, for instance, if you end up with the wrong dude and he gets you pregnant and decides to leave, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna affect you different than it's gonna affect him. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
100%.
Y'all have eggs. Y'all born with y'all. You guys have a finite amount of eggs. At some point in time, you can't have children anymore. Men, we don't have that problem. We can have children till we're 98 if our junk work
till we die.
till we die. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking to make a family, um, I honestly, it would benefit the woman to put a little bit more effort into fixing things with a man they've been with for an extended period of time than it might the man. So you can't necessarily say, well, because he's not doing this, I'm not gonna do it. Well, okay, he don't gotta do it, right? Y'all can be married for 20 years and y'all end up in divorce. He can go meet a little 20-something-year-old thing, start all over. You know what I'm saying? Y'all married for 20 years, you can't leave and have that same situation
Right.
and make a baby and progress. You're gonna end up marrying some.
Yeah, because you slick that dented can of baked beans on the bottom shelf at that point.
I mean, it's just the truth. And so we have to understand where your value starts to diminish, honestly, and women's value socially. Once you pass
Fertility.
fertility, or once you get to the end. I mean, even talking about because you have to realize all attraction isn't just logical, like isn't just thinking. Some of it's pheromonal,
Right.
some of it's natural. So an older man's attraction to younger women is pheromonal. They're vibrant, they're fresh, they're new, they can reproduce. It's going to be easier. The likeliness of you being able to impregnate them and start a family is a lot higher without there being any maternal issues or things like that. By the time you hit 34, you're already geriatric when it comes to childbirth.
Mhm.
And a woman's attraction to older men is natural. I mean, that's why it generally happens that way.
Right.
So you can go out and try to get your groove back, but we all know that that's a phase. That's a Jada Pinkett phase. You know what I'm saying, kind of thing.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of things that dude's
Oh,
doing that you're not really gonna be doing.
let me add on to that. Let me say something. Do you think the reason why you just talked about, fertility, men, not to say they're necessarily attracted to younger women, but it's okay for you guys to date whoever, regardless of their age, because you can, right? You guys are not worried about a biological clock like women are.
Right.
That's a reason why a lot of women don't have time to play games, don't have time to waste with the quote unquote fuck boys, sorry for cursing, guys. And I think this is why women are, he's got to be like this, or there's no point, it's not going to work, because she's thinking about her biological clock that is stressing her out.
Yeah, I agree, but those standards have to be realistic. So if you're looking for one, I don't like in America, right? In the USA at least, right? Being 6'1" or 6'2" is a very small percent of the population. You feel me? And then being a black man that makes over $40,000 a year, is another small part of the population. So if you're looking for a black man that makes over $100,000 a year
With abs. They all want
with
abs.
with abs, you know what I'm saying? with like, you know what I
With
mean?
abs.
You know, like it's
14 people. That's 14 people
come
in
on.
Georgia.
And see, but check it. But see that
I'll
guy.
stop that. Just more.
But
I
see
don't.
that guy. You got to think about that, right? If that's 14 people, I mean, we're exaggerating, right?
Yeah, I
That's
know.
14
Yeah.
people in Georgia, right? Well, we gotta know that in this country there are more black women than black men. So all of y'all are looking for that dude.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So what are you doing? So let's say that's what you want. That could be perfectly fine. But what are you doing to meet his standard? He might meet your standard, but you also have to meet his standard, right?
Definitely. Yep.
Definitely. So
Absolutely.
so when that dude
Definitely.
says,
Absolutely.
I want a girl that has sex 4 times a day, and let's say he mess up a few times and he cheat on you, which might not be what he should do, right?
Right.
But he, let's see whose hands are the cards in. He can do that, and if you don't like it, he'll go down the list and go find somebody else, right? But let's say that's what you're dealing with, and after 15 years of being in a relationship, you find out that he's been creeping on you. Now, I understand that it might not be ideal, but does it make sense for you now to find a way to figure this relationship out? Or does it make sense for you to leave this relationship? Because now you're
Leave.
35. Now you're 35.
I mean, if he's cheating on me, hell no. Leave.
Leave.
Yeah.
Because
That-
even if your biological clock is actually ticking, you're gonna find that he may have children on you. So your biological clock is ticking, but then you have a man who has children. Because if he's cheating,
Yeah.
most definitely, I find a lot of times there's another child that ends up surfacing.
Well, you better
I
go
find.
get your
So
child.
then you're still gonna have.
right.
You better
still
get
gonna
your
have
baby
children.
child
too.
first and then dip. I don't know what to tell you.
It take
You know
y'all.
what I'm saying?
It take women a little more time to get to the point where they even entertaining having a child with a man. Because
Right, because
Okay.
you don't want to just have a child with anybody, though, right? Unless,
Exactly.
listen, these people
Well,
that are
some of us
one
got
night-
children with a chick that we literally met and had sex with the same night, and she got pregnant.
Yeah.
That's what I was just
I know
about to
that.
say. Unless you're having one night stands,
Some
you
of us
know.
ain't me.
Yeah,
But
it's not me either, but I got kids. But yeah, but that's, I mean, nah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
No.
feel that you should leave if you're not getting the respect that you desire. As a woman, sometimes you do have the possibility, and a lot of women are freezing their eggs right now as well. You're seeing Janet Jackson at 49 having children.
yeah, that's
Not
Janet
everyone can
Jackson
freeze.
though. That's
Exactly.
Janet
I
Janet
get
Jackson.
it.
Mike,
I get
There's a
Look
lot
at
of
Kenya.
that.
Look at Kenya Moore. So it is possible, but you're gonna have to invest in it. You're gonna have to freeze your eggs. You're gonna have to pay to
I see
have those
people
eggs.
I see people posting this meme of Rihanna saying, when they say, what kind of man are you looking for? And she says, first of all, I'm not looking for no man. And everybody's posting it,
Me.
right?
He's looking for
What is she
me.
looking for? In
Huh?
vitro? What is she looking for? In vitro?
I
Because a
don't I
lot of
don't
women
know,
are going.
right? But Rihanna can say that, right? Rihanna can
Exactly.
say that. She's number 5 of the top 10 most desirable women
Exactly.
in the United States, right? At the very least, right? She's worth $500,000. She's worth $500,000,000, right?
You're right.
Like Rihanna can say that, you
You're
know. You can't, not you. I'm not saying you or you, but you
I know.
can't,
I could do that
as
too.
the average
Realistically,
woman,
We
you
could
can't
all
do
do
that.
that.
Exactly.
You know, so you have to be realistic with once you place yourself in a certain situation. See, because the crazy thing is the gender that petitions for marriage the highest is women. But guess
Yeah.
what? The gender that petitions highest for divorce is also women.
Yep.
So y'all put the cart before the horse. Like I said, y'all not even thinking about y'all current relationship. Y'all looking at where the relationship could be and missing out on what's going on now. And so you force a man that don't want to marry you into marrying you,
Right.
and then you cry about the marriage not being what you wanted it to be. So once you get to that point, though, right, marriage, which is supposed to be, I mean, if you're religious or whatever, it's supposed to be forever, to death do you part. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
all this kind of stuff.
Marriage is through the courts now.
Then how much of that do you at least attempt to work out, right? If this man cheats on you, how much do you say, let me play smart? Let me attempt to work this situation out, because it's not going to end the same for him as it's going to end for you.
Definitely.
That's
I
just
agree.
the reality of the situation.
Okay,
I agree.
so no, I agree with you. So I don't think you're advocating for this, but I just want to ask anyways. Okay, people cheat. There's cheaters out there, but what is considered like how many times can a guy cheat on you before you say to yourself, let me attempt to even work this out? Because for me, you cheat on me once, then if you and I are in a serious relationship, I don't care if I'm just getting to know you and you're talking to other girls. I really don't care about that, because I'm not taking you seriously at that point. But if I'm in a serious relationship with you and you and I are talking about building a life together, and you're out here cheating, I was going to use
Right.
another word, but cheating, then definitely at that point, you're letting me know the type of man that you are. So me locking you down and us getting married isn't going to change your ways of cheating at all. Who cares about my biological clock at that point?
You should forgive him every time.
I should forgive him every time?
Nah.
You're joking.
Listen.
No.
I'm just
You're
saying.
No,
joking.
hold on.
You gotta-
I got
I'll forgive him with these fists. There's no way. It's not happening.
So
Yeah, right.
cheating is not new at all, right? So I was
Right. Like how, because that does something to a woman. Let me tell you something. And it also does something to him too, because it's just drama issues, you know what I mean? Disrespect, there's no trust.
That comes down to
That's
culture.
something.
That just comes down to culture, because you have whole groups and whole countries of polygamous people out here where the man has multiple wives and they're all happy, sister wives.
But that's different though. But
This
that's
is
different
life.
because me as a Muslim woman, that's the reason why. Because when you look at stats and you look at the number of men, it's not just Islam. There's also what is that other group? They live like, what are they called?
The Mormons?
Is it Mormons? It's not
They
Mormons.
also
Another one.
they believe in polygamy.
everyone.
The sister wives. What are they? What's their faith? They're Mormons.
Oh, the Amish,
Yeah,
the Amish people.
Amish people, the
yes,
Amish
the Amish people. Thank you. Are they the ones that also sleep with their daughters? Okay, I don't know. Let's not even get into that.
I don't
No.
think
But
they-
yeah, because there's ones
Are they
that keep
those?
it within the family. They keep it within the family.
They-
But
this,
Yeah, we cheat, but we don't sleep with our daughters, man. That's
that's incest. That's no one does.
that's too far.
I
That's
don't
too far.
know. I
Yeah.
was just asking. I'm not trying to offend anybody here, not you guys, but the viewers. I was just asking. I'm not sure, but there are people that keep it within their families and they don't mind that, right? Even though we consider that to be incest. But I can only speak from an Islamic perspective as a Muslim woman. The reason why polygamy even exists is because there are more women than men. And the woman has to be okay with this. She has a choice. She doesn't need to be in a polygamous relationship if that's not what she desires. Would you rather be with a man who you're married to and has another wife, and that's not just sleeping around with random women and bringing you all types of diseases, who's cheating? Or would you know that, hey, my husband has another wife and I'm okay with being the second?
so what you're talking about is making the best of your situation, right? Making the best of your current situation, right? Acceptance of your current situation.
Right.
By how you know,
what I'm saying is they've
by how
accepted
you
that.
know the men in your region are, right? So who's crazy here, right? If you know that black men cheat, white men cheat, Asian men cheat, rich people cheat.
Women are cheating more today apparently than men. So
Listen. Black men cheat, white men cheat, Asian men cheat, Latino men cheat, poor men cheat, rich men cheat. So who's crazy? Yeah. Who's crazy there, right? Is it the person that's looking for a duck that don't quack, don't got feathers, and don't got a beak? Is that the crazy person? Or is it crazy that every duck you see got beaks and quack and got feathers?
There's a lot of that don't cheat. So
yeah,
that goes against nature.
Time out.
That's completely against nature.
You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know, like, because I know tons of women, right? And it's crazy because I be feeling like I feel like trash, but that's my partner, whatever. I feel like trash when I hear a guy that I know is the doggiest of all dogs on this earth, and her woman just has all this faith in him that he's not doing all the things that I know he's doing.
He's a chameleon.
He's a chameleon.
Wow.
He does not
at the end of
know.
the day,
Wow.
Men are gonna do what men are gonna do. First of all, unless he's just blatantly disrespectful of you, right? Like, and I mean blatantly, right? Like, you come home and you find a female's drawers in the bed or some shit like that, right? Women find out their men are cheating because they don't trust the men in the first place. Now, trust has nothing to do with what you are doing and what you're not doing, right? That's the same thing with faith, right? When you have faith in something, it has nothing to do with the actual. It has everything to do with the belief, right?
Mhm.
So if you have faith and if you have trust in the individual that you're dating, you're not going through his phone. You're not searching for a cheating man in the first place. So if he's not blatant, you would know neither way. Unless a kid popped up, unless you suddenly came out with a disease, unless you found a condom or drawers underneath the bed. And if you don't trust your man in the first place, why are you pushing for marriage? Why are you pushing for a relationship? Why are you pushing for further things than closer things and like things you should be worried about sooner in a relationship, like trust? If you don't trust your man, you don't need to be with your man.
But I think the problem with a lot of women now is that they just like the thought of having or saying that they have a partner. There's a lot of women that I know that are in relationships right now and they're very unhappy, but they stay
Right.
there just to say that they have somebody. So
Right.
They
that's
don't
just
want to lose that help.
It's the Joneses. It's keeping up with the Joneses. Y'all care
exactly.
about a ring. Y'all care about a beautiful wedding. Y'all care about that more than y'all care about the relationship. And men recognize that, and that's why they're not getting the things. Look, a man don't cheat for no reason.
That's what I
So
was
so
thinking.
while y'all are worried about the man cheating, y'all not worried about why he cheated. And I think that's important. And I think it's selfish. I think it's selfish when a man or a woman does anything, right? Does anything out of the norm of what you expect for them to do. The first thing should be why. Let's figure out why. Why did you do it? Why did you feel the need to do it? What was going wrong in the current situation to cause that to happen?
Yeah.
Right? Now I stated two things, sex and affirmation. Look at the girl he might have cheated with. What is she doing? What is she doing? Right? So a lot of women be like, I don't know why he cheated with me. I don't know why he cheated on me. I make $100,000 a year. Like I said last time, this girl work at Waffle House. What she got on me? He come home. She probably rubbing his feet. She probably, oh baby, you such a man. Like she's giving him something that maybe he's not getting from you. Now maybe he should be more mature and sit you down and have that discussion. But are you ready for that discussion? A lot of women aren't. Right? A lot of women can't take that kind of criticism, right? So we have to lie there. And are you that kind of woman? So if you know that you're that kind of woman, right, and he goes and does something, he doesn't speak to you about it, then you need to have some introspection and go, okay, he fucked up. I'm aware he fucked up. Why did he fuck up?
Damn, that's 3.
What caused the fuck up?
It's okay. Let him. He's just he's dropping the F-bomb left and right on us.
But I don't know. But you understand what I'm saying? So men
Yeah,
don't
it
cheat
makes
for no reason. So why did your man cheat? Is a very important question. You can't withhold vagina from your man and then say, oh my God, he cheated. Like
Oh my God, he cheated.
It's true.
It's true. I agree with you.
but
Yeah.
so I don't know if you just heard him. He said some men don't cheat. So if you can't
agree. Yeah,
why
some
this
men
man
don't
cheated,
What?
then some of it's internal. Some things he's trying to prove to himself.
Yeah.
That could be the problem.
Some of it is just us, because
Yeah.
I've cheated before,
But it's
and there
a
was
reason.
no reason. Literally,
no
That's a reason. That's a reason.
the reason was
No, but there was a reason. Hold on. Maybe there was no reason.
There was no reason that you did.
No reason to in the relationship for you to cheat
Right.
on her, but you were trying to validate something within yourself.
no. It was just literally access. It was easy, and it
It
happened.
was easy.
At least you're
Like that
honest.
whole back to when I was telling you that we're more practical. You know, that's like that, man. I need $5. I sure could use $5. And then you walk outside, there's a $5 bill on the ground. You're gonna pick it up and walk off. That's how that happens sometimes, though.
So it was available for you. You knew this other girl who just wanted to just give it up, and you're like, you know what? Easy access, I can get it. Yeah.
Some of us do it that way.
But see, I don't agree. See, I don't even agree with that, right? Because I don't feel like let's say that is the case. Let's say it was easy access and he took it. He bit onto it, right? It caused me to think about, okay, what did you think about the girl you was with for you to just latch on this easy access chick, right? Like and if you just left the house, if she knew you was leaving the house for a few hours, being out into this world where thousands of beautiful women out here, and she know, let's say she got an attractive dude. So you know you got an attractive money-making dude, and he's about to go out into this world where there are thousands of beautiful women, and she don't say, "Hold up, baby," push him down on the couch, pull his pants down, and go take care of some business before he walk out into this world. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to you got to know your man's sex drive. You gotta
Okay,
know
but
what kind of you gotta know your
I
man's
feel
sex
like
drive.
I feel like that has nothing to do with it, because you can have a woman that is doing that for her man, and men will sometimes still cheat on their wives or their girlfriends, and it just happens. I
An
think
empty
it's the
tank don't pump, sweetheart.
curiosity of knowing that they still got it, that I can get any girl, you know what I mean, that I'm wanted. Even women, I think sometimes they just want to be, like you said, it's all about affirmation and just validating to themselves that I'm still wanted and worthy of somebody else if they're not getting that from their partner, right?
Right.
So you could still be good to them, but some people like the attention too, especially with today with social media and stuff, right?
Right.
So
I
I
mean,
think it
I'm
has a
just
lot
saying that there's a multitude of different reasons, but there's all reasons, right? If you're to dissect it, there's a reason why you did that. Be it her, be it you, be it how you actually feel about her. Like, do you really love her? Do you really care about her?
right,
When's the
exactly.
last time y'all had sex? Any number of different things. Like it could, but it's a reason. That, and I'm not even saying that all those reasons are valid, but I'm saying that should be your first question: is why? Not
Why?
nigga,
Yeah.
because it. Oh, my bad. I just did a whole bunch of cussing,
Yeah.
but it could be you. So find out if it's you or not first, and then if it's not you and it's him, that's something that you can't fix. He has to figure out himself. But a lot of women bypass that and they just say it's you, and it could be something that you're lacking as a partner.
Right.
Communicatively,
And they don't feel comfortable enough to be honest with you and tell you.
and tell you that.
Yeah.
It could completely and totally be him. But
Yeah.
that's a question that has to be asked first.
Right, because a lot of people today are being diagnosed with what are they called? These sex addicts or these
Nymphos.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, because
there's a
how I
lot of
see it is, like I said, an empty tank don't pump, right? So if I could be going out tonight to go out to the club to go find somebody tonight to go have sex with, and if I got a girl that's at home and she see me getting dressed and she's like, my man look good tonight, he about to go out here to the club, right? He about to have a whole bunch of drinks. His discernment's about to be a little low. Let me make sure that nothing happened, and you go take care of that business before he leave with his friends. You know what I'm saying? The likeliness, I'm not saying he won't, but if he's that guy that doesn't have that internal issue or something like that, the likeliness that he go out there and he cheat on you now is low. He don't have the energy, and his brain ain't even in the right place.
It's lower.
It's lower. You know what I'm saying? His brain ain't even in the right place. But if you that kind of woman that take care of that kind of business, my man about to go out of town for a night. All right, let me do this. My man about to go out all night with his friends. Let me do this. Like, if you know that's you and he still does it, then you can honestly say, okay, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't anything that I did that caused it to make it easier for him to go do something that he shouldn't be doing. But it's the same way, like, women cheat differently. Women cheat with their BFF, they male BFF, right? Like because cheating isn't sex. Cheating is intimacy. So when you get on the phone with your male BFF and you tell all your man business and all your relationship business with this guy that and you guys are just friends, you get what I'm saying? He's giving you emotional support. He's giving you that emotion that you need. And that's why when most women leave a man, they end up with that dude. That dude's been around.
Yeah, y'all cheat wrong. Because by the time we find out and we leave, y'all in that relationship.
Y'all was already in a relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, y'all don't know how to
You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say that women cheat with their emotions and their heart, and men just cheat with their minds and their
physical.
Let me ask y'all a question.
We're just opportunists.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
Sure.
I know I didn't, but let me ask y'all a question. If you knew for a fact that Your man cheated on you. Let's say for whatever reason, you didn't give him none in a month, right? Like 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 your period was there, you didn't give him none. Then you went out of town for 3 weeks, you didn't give him none, right? And you found out that he cheated on you. But you found out that it wasn't any emotional attachment. It was just a nut. Would you feel differently about that than if you happen to see him out having a romantic night with a chick, um, calling her a pet name, kind of cheating? Like the detached cheating versus the intimate cheating. Are
The
those
attachment
are those
cheating.
different to
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I would definitely look at it differently. I mean, to be honest, the older I get, the more I can't say I'm not gonna be, I would be okay with a man physically cheating on me, but at the same time, I don't think I would be as mad because if I know there's no emotional connection behind it, that's a lot easier for me to swallow versus, that intimacy part. So yeah, me personally, I don't really, it is what it is. It's
Right.
gonna happen, right? Like you said, so.
Rose, what about you?
I would be disappointed in his actions for sure. But I think it all depends on the relationship status. So, how long we've been together, what's our dynamics, if we have children, all of that before I decide to just say that it's over. The intimacy would probably bother me more because it
Right,
shows that he's connecting to her deeper than just
right,
the sex. So, as I get older, I would definitely say I would probably try and work it out if it came to him having sex rather than the intimacy. The intimacy,
right.
there's a connection there and there's a stronger bond. So most
Right.
likely it may end anyhow because he's connecting with someone on that level now. So that would bother me.
Shalada?
I think the intimacy would bother any woman or man, to be honest with you. But to me, honestly, I just feel like if you cheat it, you cheat it. And if you and because I don't go into relationships just for the heck of dating somebody. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Especially at
not
this
at
point in
our
my
age. We
life.
definitely shouldn't be, right?
Go ahead.
Hold on. Sorry. So at this point in my life, so if I'm trying to have something serious with you, then we have life plans, where we're talking about marriage. So if you're capable of doing that to me while you're in my ear telling me all these things, then I definitely can't trust you. And if it was an intimacy base, then definitely it's a no-go. Then I know that he's now emotionally involved with somebody else.
Right.
Right.
So that's
So
how women cheat. Women cheat intimately. Men cheat.
yeah, that's what I said. If a woman cheats on
Yeah,
you, then you know it's a wrap. She's leaving you soon. That's it.
yeah.
She just
And
has to
Yeah.
find a way to break it down to you.
They cheat
I have a
physically when
question
they travel
after,
out of
guys.
town with their girlfriends, though.
Say that again.
he's
You're low
When
again.
y'all travel out of town with your girlfriends, that's when y'all cheat physically.
When we spend a lot of time with our girlfriends,
No,
Yeah, that's when
no,
Oh,
y'all do
I
that.
disagree.
not
Every
No,
time
true.
I travel
that
somewhere
is
and meet a
not
group of
true.
y'all cheating.
no,
I
No.
disagree. We
Y'all got
already
little
had
fake.
some
agree.
trips to
So
Vegas and
little fake name.
yeah, y'all got fake names though, don't you?
no.
Listen,
Everybody
The
does.
street. Yeah, they got fake names.
Y'all ain't never gave out a fake name.
Always.
Exactly.
so
Always.
about
Always.
a fake name cheating, I give out a fake name all the time. If I don't want to be in contact with you, if I don't care and you won't leave me
He
alone,
can't
yeah,
contact
I'll
you
give
through
you
your
a fake
name.
name. What was that?
Yeah, I can find you on social media.
Exactly. Don't you know
Okay.
how today works?
I don't know. My accounts are private.
See,
Oh.
I mean, we run a platform, so definitely our account is not private, but I mean, it
I
doesn't
want
go
to
out.
ask y'all. I want to ask if y'all ever cheated, but I know I'm not gonna do it on here because I don't even want y'all to answer that. I don't want y'all to lie, but I don't want you to answer it either because I don't know. I don't know if if your dude gonna see it or whatever.
I have a question. I have a
Yeah,
question about
have
that.
fun.
Shit,
What?
thank you for asking.
Right. That's
Here's
what.
the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I mean, you can ask us. I've never cheated, and I feel like if you don't want to be with somebody, you don't need to cheat on them. Because cheating, everything you talk to on an emotional level is cheating, right? So that's really more so what I'm referring to, not even physical or sex or any of that, right? So talking to another guy and being emotionally connected to him and building I guess, a relationship with him, right? So that is cheating. If I have to do that, then I'm definitely not into you anymore.
But y'all don't
So
y'all don't make it easy though, because check this out, right? So with y'all, if you want a job, right, and you know you're not ready for this job, but you have a one-time chance of getting this job, and they call you up, and they say, and they give you an offer, are you gonna say no, I'm just not ready for this job? Or are you gonna try to get ready on the job, right? You're gonna try to learn everything you need to know on that job, right? That's how it feels to men sometimes, right? Because women have a list of men that are waiting in line for them to leave they dude, and
Right.
they don't feel no type of way about that. A lot of women will not. If you tell a woman, I'm in a relationship right now, I can't mess with you, her ego won't allow her to go, if you ever become single again, I'll mess with that man again. So and you guys set ultimatums, now or never ultimatums. So men who hope to be ready because they know you're the one, as much as you can know you're the one,
Definitely puts us in a bind.
it puts you in a bind. Because I can either say, you're not getting, most women, I don't know about y'all, but most women ain't gonna accept the guy saying, if she goes, so what's up? Like, are we gonna be a thing or what? And he goes, yeah, I haven't gotten through having sex with all these women yet, but give me about 2 years and get back at me. Y'all gonna be like, psh, click, block, all that kind of stuff, right? A man can do that to you. I mean, you can do that to a man, and he's gonna be like, all right, I'm fine, just being your friend for now. And then he's gonna sit in the back burner for years until you become single, and he's gonna hit you up like, hey, BFF, hey, sis, what's up? So you guys set a standard for a man to where it's like now or never, and he goes, well, I could either not get this chance or I can get this chance and mess it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're conditioned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
try to
keep charger,
prove
guys.
ourselves.
So do you feel that men and women are usually never friends I'm not talking about physical, I'm just talking about just having a best friend. You keep on stating that a man and a woman who are best friends, most likely they're gonna get in or he's waiting on the back burner for you to become
Oh yeah,
available.
unless he gay, he
A
always.
lot of men tell me this and I don't get it because I
He
have
wait
male
unless
friends and
Men and
nothing has
women aren't
ever
friends
gone
without
down.
attraction.
somebody attracted to somebody.
You're both
Yeah.
attracted to each other if you're friends.
I don't, in some way, right? Like what makes a relationship, right?
That's not
Well,
true.
the
Come on.
physical
That's
attraction at
that's
first.
too true.
What makes a relationship, right?
I'm not
Physical
attracted to
attraction
I don't
and
like that.
You have a male friend that you're not attracted to?
I
Yes.
have some
Yeah,
friends that
I
I'm not
have
attracted to at all.
yeah,
Like that, like those male friends are undateable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Done.
I mean,
No, I'm not okay, because
I
are they
I
shouldn't
think
straight?
say
I
Are
think
they
what y'all
straight?
doing is placing them in the box so that you have a clear cut line around what they are to you. But in another situation, are they dateable? If they're not your male friend right now, are they dateable?
No, not to me.
Not to
they're
me.
Are they
Not at all.
are they gay?
No.
No.
Okay, that would
Are
definitely
they
make it more
married?
difficult.
And will their wife can their wife see this?
No.
Because that'll cut out some of this shit y'all
their
saying.
wife
Some
can
of this
see
stuff.
this, and they're not,
Definitely.
or their girlfriends, they're not
I
married.
mean,
They're not.
but okay. So let me ask y'all a question. Do you know if these guys have ever been into
Bill,
you and or
I
are
knew
into
you were
you?
gonna ask that question.
Uh,
Go ahead
Yeah.
and
It
Um,
ask them right now,
probably.
then they can answer in the comments.
So
uh,
this my
probably.
so
I
if,
have
if,
I
if
have a I have a friend I've known since we were little kids, and he was into. I'm not physically attracted to him, but he was physically attracted to me. But
right,
you're right. I put him on that.
yeah.
You're just
So,
you're on
so
the friend.
I don't agree with him. I don't think it's always both ways. But what I do think is somebody is attracted to somebody. Either he's into you or
Yes.
you into him. But
Yeah.
I don't think there are any male female friend relationships where neither is attracted to anybody.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have any
but
female
here's the
friends.
thing, though. Here's the thing. I have male friends that definitely find me attractive, but it's not like, I guess because I set boundaries and I have, when I say standards, I mean, I love my friends, but there's certain things that they're about that they know I would never date them or even, look at them in that way because they're my friends. So I could care less what they do.
But
They're
if they
not
want,
my ideal man. But I know they might, like, they have told me they think I'm pretty or beautiful.
What's your ideal
whatever.
man?
I don't want to talk about that right now. It's not about me. I'm just saying my friends are not my ideal man, because if they were, I would have been with them by now, right? What's better than, you know, being with somebody that you have a great friendship with, right? Most relationships that are successful are based off of real friendships.
Right.
So that's, it's never worked, but some of my friends are like brothers to me, and, you know, we literally call each other out on everything, but it's just the attraction isn't there, you know what I mean? And I know people that
I think a true friendship is gonna be unbiased, right? So like a true friend aren't gonna let their emotions interact with the kind of advice they give you. And I don't think that somebody that is into you can give you unbiased advice. So I would never call that a true friendship. You might not be into them, so you might give them unbiased advice. But if that guy is into you, that wouldn't be the guy that wouldn't be the person I'd call up to ask about relationship advice and things like that. And if I can't call you and ask you about anything, I feel like if I got to think, you know, maybe there's something there, I wouldn't call that a true friendship.
I mean, there's levels to that though, because I've definitely I've given real advice on how to fix a marriage with a friend of mine that I've slept with. Like,
I mean, but
it's
slept
like
with and having feelings with.
Yeah, like slept with for a while. Not saying during the marriage. That's not what I'm saying, but it was like a thing that went on. You know what I'm saying?
I understood. You slept with her before she's even met her husband, but you still gave her genuine advice.
Yeah, like genuine advice. Like,
I mean,
you know
of course,
what I mean?
I got friends that are in relationships that I've been intimate with, but am I into them now? And am I looking for that with them now? You know what I'm saying? No. And so if they ask me a question,
can you even be friends? Sorry, now I have another question. Can you even be friends with somebody that you've slept with, knowing that they are now married and you're around their partner?
Most of my
or
female
vice
friends.
versa, or can your girl allow any girl to be around you that you have some sort of a like?
I mean, that's on the need to know basis.
Yeah, you're not even supposed to tell.
Yeah, I mean, that's on the need to know basis.
You don't. Yeah,
it happened before the relationship. They ain't none of our business. I say it the same. I say it the same with girls. You feel me? I'm not sitting here. A girl I'm dating, I'm not sitting here asking every guy that you a friend with if you slept with him. Like that's. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I am. If you come over and he at the barbecue with us and y'all look a little too friendly, I'm about to ask you. That's pertinent information. The same way that I feel like you should ask me also, because I mean that's something you need to know, because you don't know the motives of other people.
But ain't because you gonna lie. You ain't gonna say, yeah, I was banging.
Well, I've been asked, and I'll say it. Like, yeah, back in the day,
you guys were a little too friendly there. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah. No.
But I mean, that's just maturity, though. Like everybody you're dealing with has dealt with somebody at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just don't want to see your face, though. I get that. You don't want to know.
But I think you got to ask more questions from a. I think we got to ask more questions than y'all got to ask to us. Because like I said, a lot of women ain't sitting here waiting around like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if it's a chick that I had sex with 5 years ago, like the likeliness that she just been waiting around for me to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's a lot different than the guy that's in that guy want to have sex with you.
And he gonna try to.
Unless he gay.
But I feel like
y'all gonna say you didn't do it if you did it.
What I wanted to say, because a lot of men have this perception that for sure your guy friend wants you. You know what I mean? There's no way that he didn't find you attractive or that he doesn't have any emotional attachment to you. And sometimes you can't convince certain men, because it's like, listen, that's definitely not the case at all, because I've known so and so forever. And if that was the case, then this is something that I would have definitely known or would have seen signs, right? So a lot of men don't believe that, but
because sometimes it's you though.
You can't convince us, because we all have female friends that if given the opportunity, we may cross that line. Like, we're not speaking from a distrust in you. We're just the actual people that we're talking about. We know guys better than y'all do. So when you say that he won't do that or cross that line, we know he'll cross that line.
Yeah,
maybe if the girl allowed it, right? But I think it's also respect and understanding. If they see that your guy friend literally treats you like a sister, they're good to you, then they think, there's more
Like a
there.
man's supposed to be, right? A man's supposed to be good to you.
Right, but what I'm saying is, especially like when they treat you like a sister figure and their families know you, you know what I mean? Like the relationship is seriously like a brother and a sister. But your partner,
Sometimes it's you. So sometimes because he won't have sex with you, sometimes it's you, and sometimes it's subconsciously. Maybe you keep him around because you're really into him.
because you're really
Maybe he's not into you. He might not be into you.
Sometimes y'all just find out later.
He might not be into you. You can really be into him.
the friend. We're talking
Attractive,
about the
yeah.
friend.
You think he's attractive, and you like hanging out, and you like being around him. That's the makings of a relationship in itself, right? Like, if you're telling me you have an attractive male friend that you think is an attractive guy, and is and you laugh, giggle, y'all agree, y'all have the same political perspectives, religious perspectives, y'all like the same things, y'all like to hang out, and you want to tell me you're not into that guy, there's a cognitive dissonance there.
Definite.
I have a lot of
The only reason why you're not messing with that guy now is because you mess with another guy. But once you get single, there's no reason that guy shouldn't be on your radar.
Okay, I have a question then, based on this. So, if your friend dated a girl that you had dated in the past, how committed would you be to that girl? Is that a line that men don't cross? And it's like Little Fizz and Omarion. So you used to date a girl. You used to date so you used to date a girl, and now your friend has decided to date that girl. So would you think that there should be a drawn a line, or your friend is allowed to date that girl because you're no longer with her?
Man,
Or
you
vice
gotta
versa?
respect your
Would you
friend
be
and just move along.
committed to her now, knowing that she was with your friend?
I think that depends, man. A lot of men, they're emotionally, or they want to appear to be emotionally detached. So you can ask a man, his feelings of this girl, and he'll say, "Man, nah, I don't care, man. Do your thing, won't," because he don't want to let it be known that, man, I don't want you to go talk to her.
Okay.
You know if that's the kind of guy that you're dealing with, that's on him. So if my boy right here was like, "Hey, man, I know you used to talk to such and such. Was it serious?" And I can't be man enough to go, "Yeah, man, it was serious, man. I really had feelings for her." And I was like, "Nah, man, I don't care, man. It's whatever." He's like, "Oh, well, I met her. We kind of exchanged numbers. You cool if I talk to her?" And I'm not man enough to go, "Bro, really, I still got feelings for her. I'd appreciate it if you didn't, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Man, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a F about that B, blah, 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 blah. If he messes with her, then I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, what can I really say?"
Okay.
And a lot of men do that.
You have to be honest with yourself as a man and say, check it. I really care about this girl. I'm still trying to make things work with this girl, if that's the case. But if it's a girl that I just talked to for a minute, I probably wouldn't care. I probably only care if it was a chick I was trying to be in a relationship with, or had been in a relationship with, and depending on where I was trying to go with that girl now.
Okay.
So I guess if your friend, now we would like you to answer, would you date a girl that your friend has dated in the past?
I mean, I don't see the issue with it. Like, I get that there's a social following with how you're supposed to respond to that, but people are doing it. Like, it's happening everywhere. And
Yeah.
I'm from a small country town. Like, it's inevitable that you're gonna date somebody that you know what I'm saying? Like, people's history, like, and they're involved with other people. You kind of got to get over that, though. I don't think it's that major.
Y'all care about that more than we do.
Like, I'm not gonna marry his ex-wife, though. Like, that's not gonna happen. But I'll smash or something. He might. I don't know, but I wouldn't. Yeah.
Women care about that more than men do, man. I've been shut down by women that I know were into me because I didn't even talk to their friend, but their friend was into me.
Oh yeah.
And they knew, and their friend knew they had no chance.
Right.
Like, I wasn't about to talk to their friend, but just because their friend was into me, I've had girls, shut me down because their friend liked me, and I'm like, I don't got no control over that. I don't like her. I like
my friend think you cute.
Like,
What?
no, I think you cute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what you mean. I was about to ask, what do you mean? They shut you down. So your girlfriend's telling you their friends think you're cute,
I've been no,
basically.
not my girlfriend, but a woman that I'm trying to talk to, has shut me down
Oh, we're putting you
because their
off. Okay,
friend,
onto the
yeah, their
Okay.
friend was into me,
Okay.
and
right,
they felt like
right.
that was
So
betrayal.
we're more loyal. We're more loyal to our friends than men are, I guess.
Yeah, I've done that too. I'm not into you, but my friend thinks you're cute. So yeah, we've done that before. Definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That might be the love of your life, man. Be loyal to
You know what I'm
yourself
saying?
first.
Be loyal to yourself first,
Be loyal to yourself.
because you don't
Hey,
know where her mind at.
trying to
She could be
divide
jealous
us.
of you.
No.
She could be jealous of you and just not want you to be happy. So she say, "Oh yeah, I like."
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? Do you guys see
How
that?
many men, how many good men have you passed out up because your friend was into them and you're not even friends with that girl no more?
Got a point.
Honestly, none. I can't even think of any.
Yeah, neither can I.
No. One. But we're not friends anymore.
That could have been the love of your life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be
Mhm.
married right now with a whole bunch of you never know.
You never know.
You never
Yeah.
know. Definitely. Who's got the
So
next
I,
question?
so I'm curious. Why do you think that black men date outside their race? Then.
Oh, I like that.
I think
Mhm.
all men date outside of their race, honestly. I don't think it's specific to black men.
Well, I'm
Black
asking
men
you
marry
because
black
you're black.
more than anything. Black men marry
Pardon?
black more than anything. 85% of
Yeah.
black men marry black women.
Right.
Really?
So,
And
okay, what are maybe some of the reasons why people date outside of their race? We understand love is, inevitable, but
Slavery.
what other factors?
Slavery. It's a status. I mean,
finan-
as for black men, it's a status thing.
there's financial gain in it.
Mm.
It's
Okay.
not a
Hmm.
financial gain
I've
because the kind of white women that some of these black men date.
no, not in all of them. Man. I've heard a dude in real
Not just white
conversation.
women, Asian women, Indian women, like it could just be any race, really, or
I've
ethnicity.
I've I've heard a dude in regular conversation say, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna stay with this girl." It was a white chick because he wanted his daughter to have pretty hair.
Race,
Wow.
slavery.
That actually happened, and
Yeah.
I looked at him for like 3 seconds. I just walked off and got out of that conversation. But
Oh my
hearing it,
God.
hearing
You
it,
But
let
self
that's
me know that
also
it's
slavery,
actually out there
Harry.
though, and he can't be the only one that feels that way. So that's
that's
Wow.
self
I
hate.
don't. I
He's
don't.
not, and that's the sad part.
But
Yeah.
I think it comes down to racism and slavery with all races. Because some women. I mean, some men date other races because they're quote unquote exotic, right? They're exotic, just different than they've been dealing with forever. But I think black men specifically date out of their race because it's a status thing, and I think that um, there's something that's difficult there to handle for a black woman, especially when a black man becomes successful that hasn't always been successful. If you've been, like I said already, there's a certain level of wearing the pants black women want, and so once that black man, now he's financially stable and good, and he doesn't need you in that same capacity anymore. Now he just wants you. I think there's something there mentally that kind of affects black women. And so, if everything was working perfectly with y'all when y'all was broke, like actually working for both parties perfectly, once he got some money, nothing to change. But what you do see is a lot of black men that get the finances now, and suddenly they leaving a black woman because it's like, well, if I'm trying to tell her something, she hard headed, and I don't got to deal with the hard headedness no more. I can go deal with something easy or to deal with.
Well, I think black women are raised. We spoke about it earlier, but I think black women are raised for to be more independent and strong within themselves. And I think a lot of other cultures actually raise their women to be submissive.
Submissive.
And and you'll get that affirmation and that submissive behavior from another race before you get it at home,
But
for the
that's where
most
that
part.
that that affirmation, you know what I mean? Because that affirmation is a part of feeling like a man sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
listen, babe, I'm
I
telling
mean,
you, listen to this.
you weak for that. I mean, as a dude, you weak for shooting that way for it. But I mean, I get it.
Thank you. I was about to say that too. But No,
I
you're right.
apologize, fellas,
Definitely.
if I went the wrong way on that one, but
I think,
I
look,
think you're weak for that.
I've run into a lot of situations with black women where a black woman will be out with a man and she felt like she was spoken to wrong by a man, and she will buck up to that man. There's something
I
wrong with the dynamic there when you don't feel secure enough that your man has that handle,
I
right?
hear you.
Like
Yeah.
so if I'm not gonna be with any chick, with any woman that if there's a situation that goes on with a man that she still feels like she's gonna keep talking to that man like she's a grown ass man, instead of turning to me and saying, babe, and I'm either tell her, if there's 8 of them there, I'm gonna tell her, girl, you better get on. Nah, but you know what I'm saying? But it does something to a man's psyche. You know what I'm saying? And you find a lot of black women that they've been independent so long, or not even them, particularly them, but culturally we've been independent. Black women have independence so long that it's kind of your grandma teach you this, your mother teach you this, and then it gets to a point where you don't necessarily need that no more, and you don't know when to give it up. Discernment is very important in these situations. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Knowing when, even for a man, and not just speaking, even for a man, it's important to know when to be the chief and the leader, and when to fall back and say, "You're right, babe." Like me being a leader of my clan doesn't mean I'm always right.
Mhm.
So having a woman that has that same discernment to know when to say, "All right, babe," and when to say, "No, this needs to happen this way." It's important. So I think I just don't really think black women. I don't know. I don't think they're accustomed to that as much as other races of women.
I was gonna say, yeah, it has a lot to do with being accustomed to it. There's also understanding and respect, knowing that the reassurance, just knowing that I don't have to deal with this. Clearly, no man should be dealing with a woman or vice versa, especially if you're with your partner. Okay, you got it, you handle that, that's it, right? Like, what's the sense of arguing with a man that could do anything to you, right, as a woman? So if your man is there, let him just deal with it.
You have to trust him as a man. You have to trust him as a
Exactly, that's what I'm
man to
saying. The
do
trust,
what he's supposed to do as a
understanding,
man.
yeah, and
And
the
that's that
trust, understanding.
affirmation.
Exactly,
I agree.
exactly. But I think
Mhm.
some women has a lot to do with like what we discussed earlier. They're just been taught to be tough and strong, and that
Right.
they can take on the world regardless of what it is or who they're dealing with, right? So we can't necessarily also blame black women for that.
Nah. And I think
No.
And
all women love black men.
say that again.
I think all women love black men.
Yes, I agree with
They're
you. Just like
finding that now. All of them. They're trying to
Like
come.
with me traveling and going places, everywhere you go, it don't matter what the women look like. They love black men.
Yeah, they do.
They
And
do.
yeah,
they're aggressive about it. They'll pursue you. In our own communities, we kind of have to get out and do the legwork. And some of us want that path of least resistance. So we
Mhm.
will sit back and take what's given.
same with black women though. I feel like now a lot of cultures or other race are into black women much more today.
Right.
Everything from trying to take our futures. I don't care, I'm gonna say it like it is. you know um and sometimes they may not necessarily
Like
want
take your
to,
futures.
like
Oh,
like
futures.
our lips,
I like
our
take your
cheek
futures. I
notes,
was like, what
uh,
the?
our
Oh,
facial
if she
features,
said that, we
the
was like,
way our bodies are. People are getting what's it called, lip injections and booty injections, or what's it called, butt
Permanent
implants,
tan.
right.
Permanent tan.
tanning. Exactly. So they are literally trying to get what the ideal black woman looks like. There's a lot of women now who I had no idea growing up. My white friends used to wear a lot of weave or extensions. I honestly had no idea. I always just assumed that was their hair. But today, it's in a lot more women that are, what's it called, not black, are into that, and they want to show you that they're wearing a wig or extensions.
Mm-hmm.
Where before it was I guess, more discreet, and they can pass for even Asian women. You would think it's their hair, right? Automatically you assume, like what you were saying earlier, you look at them and they quote unquote have what is considered the ideal good hair. Not
Well,
in my book,
not to
but
be like an asshole, because I don't mean this negatively, but I I do definitely see a difference between women or people wanting black women features and wanting black women. They want the good things of black women, but they don't want the negatives of black women. And you see that because that's what they do.
True.
Like they don't go out and get a black woman, they go get a white woman with black woman features.
Who's exotic?
Fake
There's
black
the
woman features.
exotic one.
exotic,
Okay.
exactly what
That's
they
true.
consider. Yeah, what they would
Right.
That's
consider
true.
exotic. But every girl's trying to do that now. As you see Instagram, there's these influencers that are being called out because they're passing for black women, and then you find out they're white women.
Yeah,
So
I got tons of
The Rachel Dolezals.
I got tons of issues with black women.
not even that.
Right.
There's another girl who's Swedish. I forgot her name, but she
Oh,
literally
They
was
she's
took
been
the
selling.
whole.
coloring
They
her
got
skin.
the little all the
Yes,
Yeah,
The
pigmentation.
whole
she
pigmentation.
garbage though. She's
Yeah.
not gonna fool anybody though.
Like I got tons of issues with black women, but I'm willing to, but I only date black women. Like I'm here to, communicate about them, and hopefully we can come to a place where we can, figure out the issues that we have out. I think
Definitely.
social media definitely perpetuates a lot of issues that aren't as big as we think they are, because as I stated, 85% of black men marry black. So the majority of black men marry black. Um, now I don't know the numbers as far as rich or
What's the
wealthy black
economic
men,
change?
economic exchange at that point. Do rich black men marry black more than
I'm
they
sure
marry
they
white?
do. I'm pretty sure they do.
I don't know.
I think it's just
I don't
publicized when
know.
they're not black. So that's just put in our face more. But
No, that's true. That's true
Somebody
because
can find
it's
those numbers, but I don't know. Yes, I don't have an answer to that. But I do know that on average, more
that.
black men marry black than not.
No,
Okay.
that's true. The media does emphasize on that. You're absolutely right. They always focus on the one black person, whether it's a man or a woman, who is not dating their race,
right.
and they just put that on in our faces, and we automatically assume that's what the numbers look like, right?
But we
When
got to be
that's not.
aware. We got to be
So,
aware of it though too. So because
yeah,
Definitely.
as a people, like we can't if we already know we're having all these kind of issues within the black male and female dynamic, when we go and we sign on for all these different TV shows to put all our relationship issues out as black and as black men and black women, I don't think it helps either, because that's what we see on TV is love and hip hop. And let's be honest. And the good thing about a love and hip hop is 90% of those dudes on love and hip hop have black spouses. That's a good thing. But
right.
but what's going on behind those doors is a whole bunch of cheating, physical violence, yelling. Like is that what we really need to see?
But that's what they want you to see. I feel like a lot of times,
Yeah.
they have this narrative that they're always trying to push to the media. Just recently, I could be wrong, Tamar Braxton was trying to commit suicide because they kept trying to portray her as the angry black woman. She's like, I'm done. Like, I've been through this journey and I'm happy with my life journey. Don't take me back to that. Stop trying to portray me as this angry black woman. But they're like, no, this is what sells and this is what you're going to do. And she just kind of felt like she was stuck. So it's definitely the narrative that they're trying to push, regardless of what it is. And as black people, we need to understand that. We need to educate ourselves, and we just need to surround ourselves with the positive black people that are doing, what's it called, that are doing what we actually are also doing. So there's no confusion. Nobody can brainwash you into that idea that this could actually be true. Love is love. I could care less who people marry or be with. That is not my business. But the whole negative narrative towards black women and black men is just, it's not true. It's not true. That's what they want you to. It's a figment of their imagination, and that's really what it comes down to.
But we definitely do have some issues that we have to be able to talk out historically. And I think there's just some understanding. I think black men need to understand why the angry black woman exists, and black women need to understand why black men are in economic position in which we're in currently, and like truly understand. There's a difference between saying I know this and really grasping that, like, that this is all a setup for us to be where we are today.
Right.
So that's why I said through all the headaches that I've ever gotten from black women, I'm pretty sure I've given black women just as many headaches, and I wouldn't deal with nobody else but a sister.
Exactly. No, definitely. I totally agree with you. So I guess I'm gonna ask the last question. What determines a woman's worth to a man?
She determines it. You have to, whatever you bring to us. Because honestly, I think if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're not changing or evolving each other's view of how to deal and interact with each other, then you're wasting each other's time. So I think that when you bring something, you allow us to conform and kind of move and grow into that the same way we should be doing it. And I think that that creates that foundation. You know what I'm saying? That growth is going to be better that way.
Definitely. I
I
agree
agree.
with.
I agree.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Tay?
I think that's an interesting question. I think worth is determined upon what the value is to the person you're trying to be worth something to. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be valued by a man, you have to give a man what he values. Point blank.
Okay.
Period.
That's good. I never looked at it like that.
Can you say
Yeah,
that
me
again?
neither.
Sorry, guys. Can you say that again? I actually I want to get this right now, if you don't mind. Um, Go ahead whenever you're ready, Tay. I actually like that.
I said if you want to be if you
Hold on. Sorry. It won't allow me to record stupid things. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
I said if you're talking about relationships, if you want to be valued by a man, you have to give a man what he values at the end of
That's
the
what
day.
determines a woman's worth to a man.
Most definitely.
I agree. Well said. And as a woman, definitely you have to ask yourself, what is my worth? What is my value? What am I willing to put up with? And what am I willing to compromise? And what am I not willing to accept from a man? And I think that's what makes being in a relationship with a man from a woman's perspective realistic. You should know who you are, you should know what you value, you should know what your morals are for you to even consider that relationship. You may not see everything. There might not be red flags at the beginning because you're just getting to know the person. So no one's ever going to really show you who they are at the beginning. But once you dive into that relationship, you're going to start seeing who this person really is that you're trying to move forward with and perhaps maybe spend the rest of your life with. And that's when you should come to the conclusion, is this really what my worth is? Is this person even worth it for me to pursue and move forward?
I
We gotta
agree.
we gotta be valuable to each other.
Exactly.
Exactly.
100,
Absolutely.
100.
An asset to one another, right?
Right.
That
Symbiotic.
Mhm.
we can grow together, right? And we don't have to come establish in a relationship, but if you're willing to grow together, then I think those are some of the best relationships, but you have to be on the same page and communicate that thoroughly.
Most def.
Most definitely.
Mhm.
So we're gonna go ahead right now and do the outro.
What's up?
Well, before y'all do that, I'm Tay from the Bay.
The real Tay.
You know what I'm saying? We're Power Powder and Dollars. We got a YouTube page, got an Instagram page, so you can follow me at Tay from the Bay on Instagram.
Mine is LQUINTAYE. Just check the what is it
Slap
called?
it on the description. Don't worry. We're gonna
Yeah, it'll all be in the
It'll
description below.
all
You know
be
what I'm
in there.
saying? So, and you can go follow us on YouTube at Power and Dollars, and you can follow us on Instagram at Power Powder
And
Dollars
dollars.
on Instagram.
Spotify.
Spotify. So our podcast is everywhere. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere pretty much. So most definitely.
Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you taking the time and, giving us a little bit more insight on a Black man's perspective. Definitely appreciate that. And, I hopefully we change some perspective for a lot of women who have that high expectation, from a man. And yeah, shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Can I do the outro separately?
Yeah.
I'm like,
All this
I'm
thing.
forgetting what I got to say.
No, I like what you said. I'll add on to some stuff. So yeah, definitely. We appreciate hearing from a man's perspective or men's perspective in this case. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. You gave us a lot of insights into understanding what women that are in relationships sometimes may not be realistic in those relationships, because as women we have different expectations. And we hope to have you guys back on, and we would definitely love to join you guys on your platform or your show that you guys are doing.
What's going on YouTube right now? No.
But yeah, so this was fun. If you guys have any questions, the viewers, feel free to comment, like,
Subscribe. Hit that
Subscribe,
notification
most
button.
Yep. And I don't know.
That's it.
We thank you and we appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Wait, give me a second. 'Cause I gotta figure out how.
I'm on. Yeah, if I'm gone, I'm going in a blaze of glory. Middle finger to the niggas that did nothing for me. See niggas tried to clown cause I ain't got a degree. Told them walk amongst the G's for acknowledging me. I done been around the street, learned to chop up a key. On the same block, things cocked, they shot, he repeat. That's why I raise my fist high and I ride with the heat. I never squeeze till I see the whites of their teeth. There'll never be peace long as the government leads. And I know what I know now cause knowledge is free. So yeah, I know I'm gonna make it. Right. Until that day come, I'ma fake it. Right. If that don't never work, I'ma take it. And I'ma keep taking till I'm motherfucking caking. Let's go.